I didn't put best dressed on the awards, but I regret it now. All right, everyone. How's it going? Welcome to DCAT. This is our Golden Onions Awards. We do this every year. So thank you so much for being here, first of all. This is really fun. I look forward to this event every year. Working at DCAT is really cool because every day is a little bit different. And one of the things I love about it is that we kind of jump from one thing to the next, from government to students to education to the select board. We have 3 meetings going on tonight that we're covering. So one of our staff members, our 3 people, are out doing them. There's 2 back-to-back meetings at Town Hall, one at the Senior Center, and an event here. And that's kind of typical of how things operate. And it takes a lot to make it happen. So we'll start first. I'd like to thank the board of directors who are here. I see a bunch of people here. I know JD's across the street at the Accessibility Commission. He's the head of that. So thank you to everyone on the board. The staff as well. Gayla, thank you for the decorations. Everything looks great. And Ginny, thank you for everything and also helping hang the decorations. I came in here this morning and Ginny was up on a ladder hanging up all the things out there. So thank you, Ginny. Ben's out in the back. He's doing the switching. All the students know Ben probably the best. He's our production manager and is the head of the education portion of DCAT. And he does an excellent job. So let's hear it for Ben. Owen is doing the non-glamorous work right now of running cables at Town Hall, so let's hear it for Owen. Owen is the one who, if you watch us on TV, behind the scenes, he gets a ton of this stuff done. If you're ever randomly watching our channels during the day, you're almost guaranteed to see Owen flip over and test and say testing 1, 2, 3 at least one location, if not 2, every single day of the week. So thank you so much to him. And then we have a lot of part-time people who aren't here, but they make it work as well. But most importantly, we're a nonprofit. We're a member-based organization. So the people that are here as volunteers, as students, as parents who kind of make this whole thing go, thank you so much. That is kind of what makes DCAT DCAT. And I really appreciate everything you do. So thank you for that. So we're going to start with an award. I know the person who is going to get this award is not here, but I think it's important to recognize this one. So this is the first award of the evening is going to be for the Underwriter of the Year. As I mentioned, we're a nonprofit organization, and we do get support from the community. And O'Donnell Funeral Home is one of our big sponsors. He was planning on coming up, but I know he was doing an event with veterans today. They had them all loaded up on a bus. Where were they going? And they had... Yeah, they're coming back from Portsmouth. He did a veterans trip and had bus trouble. So he unfortunately is not here, but I do want to acknowledge O'Donnell. When you walk in, they're our first ever studio sponsor. So you'll see a little plaque next to the door when you come in, and that's what that's all about. They also support the government meetings, which is a really great thing. If you haven't watched them, if you're interested in at all in what happens in this town, you can find it on DCAT. And with that said, before I give the first award, I'm doing something a little bit different this year. I have a quick trivia question for you, and whoever gets it, you can just shout it out. You get this fabulous DCAT coffee mug. All right. Limited edition. Because we're running out of them, because I keep giving them away. So the first question I have is the October 15th meeting of which board was the most viewed on DCAT last year? Which board? Which? I heard it. Select board. Select board. With about almost 8,000 views, so I think it'll go well. All right, Claire, you win. I think it was you. No, I didn't say. You guys can distribute. All right, not everyone fight for it, okay? Come on. All right, so let's take a quick look at the first video. Thank you, Ben.
I always knew I was going to be a funeral director. It's in my blood. Serving the members of our community is what keeps me going.
It's very gratifying to support families through their loss and help them move meaningfully through grief.
I was exposed to funeral service very early on. What I remember most was all the people gathered, talking, laughing, and sharing memories.
As funeral directors, we have a true honor and privilege to be there for others.
Because we care.
Because we care.
Because we care.
Because we care.
So they're not here, but thank you so much to O'Donnell. They're really great. They do a lot, give back in the community, and we're one of the places that generate benefits from their generosity. So thank you so much to them. Our second award of the evening is going to be the Community Partnership of the Year. So when we sit down, we as a staff come up with what we want to do for these awards every year and who deserves them. There was one group we kept coming back to, and you're sort of like, how do we acknowledge all the work that the library does, Noelle? So this year we wanted to acknowledge not only Noelle, who does a ton. If you don't know, Noelle Bakshi is the director of the Peabody Institute Library of Danvers. She is also a host of a show that is kicking off tomorrow with a new episode called A Novel Idea, where Noelle does conversations with authors. It's really great. Fits right in with the library theme. But another thing in the last year that Noelle did, or spearheaded for us, was actually getting the library trustee meetings on air. We're always looking to get more transparency and more organizations and groups on TV and out there. And actually, they meet here, which is really great. They're the only board in Danvers that meets in our studio, which is really great. So Noelle got that going for us. And then the library, I was saying to Noelle, I don't know how they do so many events. It seems like there's like 3 events a day, and we are lucky to do everything from helping promote them to covering them to kind of just supporting them as much as we can. But we appreciate all the work the library does and all the work Noelle does. So we want to try to encompass it this year in an award, which is the Community Partnership of the Year. So congratulations, Noelle.
I can talk now? Or should I watch the show first? There I am. I could talk and take a picture. All right. This is a surprise. Thank you. The library is what I strive for it to be, is to be a true community partner. So we do try to get everywhere and out everywhere. You saw one of the pictures that was in that was of Jillian Parsons, who was our community outreach librarian. And so I know Gayla knows her. A lot of people know her. She gets around to like all of the different assisted living places in town, and we have a relationship with the New England Homes for the Deaf and a lot of different places. She goes to the senior center. So we do really try to connect, and our children's department connects with all the schools as well as our teen librarian. And I go out there too, and I'm a trustee of the Historical Society. We just had our annual meeting last night. And I'm also part of Kiwanis. Woo! Gayla sucked me into that. and as aforementioned, I also work with DCAT and have been doing the shows. It's been 2 years that we've been doing the show now. I guess so, yeah. So Jenny's my producer, who actually just makes me look good. So I very much value our relationship with DCAT, and I think we were the last board that was not televised in any way, shape, or form. So we really wanted to make sure that we were accessible to the town, and so everyone could see what's going on at the library. And we do now actually have regularly people come to watch and visit and say, "Oh, I watch all the meetings." So it's been really great. So I value DCAT. I value everything you guys do here. And thank you so much for this award. And come visit the library if you don't.
All right, and for our next group of awards, I'm actually going to hand it over to Ben, because these are the student awards, and Ben, as I said, is the head of the education program here. So Ben, take it away.
Hi, everybody. So as Greg said, this is the student portion, and we have a lot of fun with the different camps and after-school activities and all sorts of stuff that we do in the education portion of DCAT. So the first award for tonight is the Creativity Award. So we do a lot of stuff over in the camps, different stuff with video games or with short films. So this student has been coming to DCAT for a while, and he always puts a little spin on everything that we do that's super creative and different. For the short film that the poster is over there for, we gave him a task of doing like being a specific character, and he was like, I got it, did an accent, had a whole thing figured out for it. Also, we were like thinking about like aliens. We're not going to really show the aliens because we don't have $300 million to make this. But I think in like 2 hours, he came up with a piece of paper with like, here's what I think the alien should look like, and drew it. And I thought that was really awesome. So for our creativity award goes to Mario.
I was simply enjoying my lobster when I heard the sound of water coming at me. Now my blue shoes can simply not stand the water, so...
All right. So the next award is the Spirit Award. So we have a group of kids who come back to DCAT over and over again, and they're all great. But one student in particular is always super excited to be here. He's always helping out. He doesn't necessarily want to participate in all of like the games that we play in, but he's always willing to help, do whatever I ask him to do. This year he actually helped with the Community Connection show that we do. That's a whole elaborate 2 sets thing. And me and him were in the control room by ourselves. I made like 6 mistakes. Ben did a great job the entire time. Never had any problems, just crushed it, and then it was over. So, Spirit Award goes to Ben. So I think Ben has won the Spirit Award before, but that just shows how much spirit Ben has for DCAT. Just a thank you, Ben. The next award is the Leadership Award. So again, we have a lot of kids who come back to DCAT over and over again, but sometimes they age out at a certain age and then they're just too cool for DCAT and move on. But one student in particular has come back and has taken a new leadership position. He comes and helps out with the different camps, and he's not just there to tell kids what to do and like be a leader or be a like instructor. He also participates in the things that have going on, but also when I'm like, hey, Jeff, take care of this, he takes care of it and holds down the fort for us. So the Leadership Award goes to Jeff.
Exactly 3 days ago when a 3/4 moon collided with the dying light of Jupiter and a dying star, resulting in a specific level of radiation.
Yeah, so for that short film, somebody just suggested, like, hey, what if Jeff wore a tinfoil hat? And he was like, say less. And then I think for 3 straight hours, just wore a tinfoil hat. That would be me. Yeah. All right, so the next award we have is the Announcer of the Year Award. So during the camps, we do a lot of video game production because kids seem to like play video games and streaming and all that kind of stuff. So one of the things we do is have announcers for it. A lot of times, kids kind of lose interest, start talking about something different than it, but this student in particular has been a great job of, when he's up on announcing, he actually talks, he knows what he's talking about, he says everything eloquently, explains everything, answers questions for his other commentators, and does a great job of it. And also just is a great student to have in the camps. And when we play video games, he destroys everybody, but is super nice about it. So this Announcer of the Year is Reed.
That's the F-Zero. The background? F-Zero. The map? He dies. Okay. He dies. Now his shield is back up. Now his shield is back up. You're right. Jack Trunks. Oh, and that broke his shield. Oh, we're gonna see fail. 64% on Jack, 45 on Colby. Think about Pichu. Every time he uses one of his electric-based attacks, he takes damage. That spike ends it.
And so the last award for the kids section is the best picture. So a lot of times, every year we do a short film camp, and it's my favorite camp that we do because it is actually, we start at the beginning of the week, we're like, hey, who has an idea for a short film? And then we go through all the points, all of the elements, elements that go into making a short film. So we start with writing a script, talk about what story is, film it, all that kind of stuff. And every year they keep getting better and better. This year, the idea was to do a alien invasion thing, but obviously we don't have $300 million, so we couldn't create aliens. So students took a really initiative to figure out how to make it so that it was like an alien without having to spend a bunch of money and use what we have and use fake plants and stuff. So the winner for Best Picture is Aqua Aliens. It's kind of like a montage.
Specific level of rate.
Oh.
All right, so it's here for all the kids. It's great.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah. Oh, Ben, go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't say their names, but Cruz and Casey were part of that camp, and you guys were relatively new to DCAT, and you guys did a great job. Just jumped right in with a lot of kids who have been here a lot more, and you didn't have any problems with like getting up to speed on the technology and stuff. So I just wanted to shout that out.
Awesome. And just one other thing, Ben mentioned this a little bit, but I think he undersells it because he undersells how difficult it is to do because he does it. But writing, coming up with a story idea with a group of kids, getting everyone to agree on it, right? Getting them all to practice their lines, get it together, film it, and edit it in 5 days is a huge undertaking. So congratulations to everyone. It's really fun, and that's one of the things we look forward to every year. And then the other piece, too, is if you walk through, you'll see this is the third year we've done the short film. So you'll see in the control room, there's the one for last year, Unknown Follower. There's a movie poster. Over by my office, there's one for the first year. Why am I blanking on the name? I walk by Shadow of the Amethyst. I walk by it every day 4 times. I can't remember, but it is really great. And then Aqua Aliens. So we'll hang that in as well. And so our goal is as the years go on, you'll be able to walk through, see some of the names of the kids, see what they worked on, and it's just a cool way to sort of pay tribute to the fact that there's some really talented kids that come through DCAT, and we're lucky enough to work with them. So thank you and congratulations to everyone. With that said, it's trivia time. So we're giving away this extra limited edition DCAT mug. It was the only one I could find in the office. That's how limited edition this one is. So board members, you cannot answer this question because you may know the answer. And you can guess, so feel free to shout out, what year was DCAT founded?
2013.
Lower.
2012. 2006.
In between the two that you said.
2007. 2009. 2008. 2008. 2008. 2011. 2001.
Mario, there you go. That was great. Thank you. So, and one of the reasons I bring that up is because next year, 2026, will be our 25th anniversary of DCAT, so that's a pretty exciting thing to celebrate. I do not see, is Scott here? I don't see Scott. But Scott Clem is still on our board, and he's the only founding member here, so I just wanted to also shout out Scott, but he's not here, so congratulations, Scott, when you watch the recording. But we'll be celebrating that this year. So we have a few more awards to give out. The next one will be for Host of the Year, and this is a person, I don't know how long they've been hosting, at least since I've been here, and I'm sure much before then. This is someone who produces a show about once a week. Mr. Zubrick, I'm looking at you, if not more. And one of the things I wanted to recognize this year with Mark is Mark's been doing the show for a long time, but one of the things I think is cool is when people sort of push themselves to do more and go above and beyond. So I know you did quite a bit with Richard Trask this year and picked up some new editing skills, and there's a whole piece about the history of Danvers and governance and how it got put together. And Mark has put a ton of work into that in addition to his show. So Mark, we wanted to recognize you this year as the Host of the Year.
I was going to say hostess with the mostest. And I'm here with my friendly entourage of turkeys. The complainers will get tired and go away. We need a master plan for this town so we know where we're going or what we're going to be when we grow up. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your time, and the turkeys love you.
Oh, that was cool.
The turkeys are the best part because they signify the dodos that are out there in our government and in our organizations that have happened. But I would like to thank you very much for this award. This has been a labor of love. It's not a paid position like some people have. And one of the things that I would like to encourage is membership drive. We need more of our residents to be part of this organization because it has done some good. Sometimes, not always, but always have done some good. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And next show is next week.
All right, let's go. Oh, the picture.
Oh, I got enough pictures.
I thought you did all the treatment. You're going to blur it back.
Smile. Hold up your award. Okay.
All right, awesome.
I got it.
You got it.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. And that is 1.2 for anyone in town who's watching this, who's out there, who's ever dreamed of being a television star or learning skills, or is terrified of being on TV but wants to learn behind the scenes. We get quite a few people like that as well. We're always happy to have more involvement with DCAT. So the next award is something different. We haven't done this one in the past, but when we were thinking about awards and sitting down and talking, one of the things we were saying is, like, there's a lot of people who host, but then there's a lot of people who come on shows, and they also contribute. So we kind of looked at people who had been on shows in the course of the year, and we wanted to recognize an individual who has co-hosted Mark's show quite a few times and gone on with him, which is Tony Betancourt. Tony is a very passionate individual, has his things in town that he really cares about, and one of the outlets he uses to get that out to the community is DCAT. And so I just wanted to give Tony a little shout out, give him an award for Guest of the Year, and recognize his contribution to the program. So Tony, come on up.
Welcome, Tony. You're my special guest today.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate somebody sitting in and trying to keep me honest.
Exactly. You know,
That's what it's about.
No, it's not that. Thank you very much for the award. I really appreciate it. And thank you very much, Mark, for having me on and helping you out. I mean, you know, you've done a real good job, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll take a picture.
Take a picture first.
Alrighty. Moving on. So one of the things you learn after working in this business for a long time is what you see on TV does not represent the amount of work that takes to go into it. So for every hour on TV that you see, there's many hours behind the scenes making it happen. And it starts at the beginning. It starts with learning things. It starts with coming and picking up equipment, keeping track of it all. Laura, I can see you squirming in your chair. It is you. So Laura is the director of the Danvers Historical Society, and they do a ton of programming. And Laura does not back down from trying new things. So we tried some live captioning stuff this year, and there's just so many events that go on, and Laura's the one taking the equipment, setting it up, bringing it down, helping put it together, coming up with edits and all that. And it just takes a lot of work. So when you watch the channel, you might see, oh, there's a bunch of bunch of historical society things on there. But we wanted to give you an award to recognize the unsung hero and the fact that you are behind the scenes making this all happen. It doesn't just happen. So Laura, thank you so much. Of course. Yeah, you're going to have to wait. Here's the live caption.
I just have one word for everybody out there. Remember the on button.
All right. Few more awards and one more giveaway. So it's trivia time. I think you kids learned the trick last time is just to keep shouting numbers very quickly. So the question for this one is, how many different sports did DCAT cover last year?
6, 12, 7, 14, 8, 24, 9,
11. There you go, Jeff. Congratulations. You got a DCAT blanket.
Oh, let's go.
So last year we covered football, girls soccer, boys soccer, volleyball, boys basketball, girls basketball, hockey, girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse, baseball, and softball. And one of the things we wanted to recognize is someone who goes above and beyond to pick up the sports coverage, because we can't cover everything. So Dee, back there, some of you might know Dee Joko, one of the select board members and a longtime DCAT member. And I always joke there must be 3 of you, because of the amount of things that you do is unbelievable. If you walked in with 2 sets of to make a set of triplets, I would not be surprised. But Dee covers his daughter's games, volleyball on the road. You've covered games in other states. You've brought equipment out with you, whether it's ours or yours, and just kind of making this happen. And it's one of those things where someone might see the game uploaded on YouTube or on TV and not understand how that came to be. So Dee, we wanted to recognize your contribution this year as the Sideline Cinematographer of the Year is what we came up with. We really workshopped that one. It took us a while because we were trying to encapsulate the fact that Dee really gives back quite a bit to the athletic community and does a lot for his family, and it's really great, and we appreciate it. So thank you, Dee.
Thank you, Greg. The name was hopefully as fancy as the suit. But by the way, I'm one of those 5 turkeys for Mark, and I'm the good one. I'm the good one. I watch Mark's show. I don't watch them live. Usually they go up on Sunday or Monday, and I would say very informative. If you haven't watched it, you should. I think he goes above and beyond to express his views and make sure that our community gets informed. So, Mark, thank you, and Mr. Betancourt, thanks for all you do.
Thank you for what you do.
And thanks, Greg, and thanks, DCAT, for this. It wasn't expected. But every time I get one of these, I have so many people to be thankful for. And no matter how small or how big, I always think of my parents, my dad, I'm sure he's here with us watching from up there, who have really instilled in me this altruistic worldview. And this is more than just covering sport, covering youth. It's about giving back to the community. It's about helping. You know, the youth might be only 1/3 of the population, but they're 100% of our future. And it's so important that each and every one of us does their little part, no matter how small it is, to make sure that they thrive, to make sure that they have great avenues. And this is just an awesome community to be able to do that in. Danvers pride. Thank you.
All right. Well, that leaves us with one award left, which is the biggest one. So, Dee, thank you so much, first of all, and thank you for that speech. It is nice to hear that. You know, I think we're all trying to pull in the right direction and help out. So, thank you. The next one is Member of the Year. So, Member of the Year we have been given since 2002, which would be the year after we were open. So we had to give people an opportunity to earn it. So we've been doing this. I'll hold my thumb over the names so you can't see, but we've been doing this for quite some time. The board is almost full, and there's quite a few names on here, but there's one thing about it that changed this year. This is the first year where we've seen a name twice. So when we were thinking through who to win Member of the Year, we really kept coming back to the same person. No matter how much we were like, oh, you know, could it be this, could it be that, we really couldn't justify giving it to anyone but Jim Light. Those of you who don't know Jim is that gentleman in the back standing next to Dee. So Jim is a very giving person of his time, a very talented person, a very nice person, a very gracious person, and we really love working with Jim. So just about every week, at least once, you're in here. As long as there's something going on, Jim's here. And that's everything from covering things in the back and working the switcher to going out in the field for Habitat for Humanity Women's Build and getting his hands dirty out there. And you'll see at the end of his montage, sometimes we need someone to stand in at a driving range and hit a ball straight down the middle. And Jim did that for us. No, but Jim is really just such a good person. We really love having him in. And I'm not joking, we could not do all the things we did in the last year without Jim. He is just an incredible contributor to our organization. So, Jim, congratulations. Again, our first ever 2-time winner.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I want to thank you, Greg. Okay, I enjoy coming here. Okay, I enjoy volunteering, working with you and Ben and Ginny and Gayla and Owen. One of the reasons why I came in here cold about 3 or 4 years ago was, once again, okay, it's a well-earned phrase, okay, but giving back to the community. But one of the things that DCAT does, okay, is really, and we have a show about it, community connections. Okay, I'm on the team that films the summer concerts. I make a point when I'm filming them to kind of grab little snippets that aren't the band. Okay, I love seeing young fathers dancing with their four-year-old daughters. I love panning the audience and capturing a bench of senior citizens waving their hands to Sweet Caroline. Okay, and those type of things really epitomize, okay, what DCAT does. With that video, clearly I have lost my golf game. Okay, I'm gonna have to take some lessons. Okay, arms were bent, no follow through. I'm gonna be visiting Cherry Hill very shortly. So, at any rate, thank you very much.
And that is the last award of the evening. We're going to take a break. For those of you who are interested, which is probably only a few, but we do have our annual business meeting after this, so we'll break for a few minutes and then come back in. But to everyone who won an award, congratulations. Shout out also, I haven't given them the proper acknowledgement yet. Texas Roadhouse is a great sponsor for us. They gave all the food tonight. It was excellent. They're a huge supporter of not just us, but other businesses in the community or other organizations in the community. Cherry Farm was mentioned. They're our football sponsor, so when you watch the football games live on Friday nights, you can thank Cherry Farm. O'Donnell, obviously, there's quite a few Goldfish Swim School. Who am I forgetting? There's so many right now. Gail's killing it. But really, it's the thing I love about DCAT is just the community aspect of it. A lot of people have touched on it tonight. But if you're here, you're part of that community, so welcome. Congratulations. If you haven't been here before, welcome back, or welcome. If you have been here, welcome back. And thanks so much. We really appreciate you coming out, and congratulations to all the winners. Thanks.